Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Giraffa deck profile for September 2016. Just finished this deck a little while after the release of Technical Booster 2 and finally got around to giving you guys a deck profile. It's a pretty sweet deck. Was also playtesting it a bit last night. It can reach some really powerful columns with the new Giraffa cards added. So let's go ahead and jump right in. For the Stride Zone, I run 4 Evil Armor Mutant Deity Goliath. His basic effect is a Counterblast 1. If you have a heart with Giraffa, you can choose all of your units with Giraffa, and they get the effect during your turn. If all your opponent's units are rest, this unit gets plus 5,000. And the Vanguard Rearguard effect, if the attack hits, you choose up to one of your opponent's rearguards, and it cannot stand. So it makes amazing pressure, because if you have multiple Giraffa units, that's like a plus 10 column increase, including the Vanguard, because it gets the heart included. So this doesn't have Giraffa in its name, but the heart should. So if you're going against the whole paralyze effect, you hit for big columns, which is good because you also don't have to unflip for this guy. So it's just an easy Counterblast 1 during each of your turn for push plays. And I also run 4 Stun Beetle. If I had 2 Darkface, I would swap those in, then run 2 of the new Darkface Stride and 2 Stun Beetle. But for now, just the 4 Stun Beetle, just a good generic Mega Colony Stride for making your opponent skip their ride phase and they can't stand. So it's amazing pressure as well on the Vanguard. And I also run 2 Paraspear, good draw power with this card, and power plus again for the Vanguard, and 1 Staggle Dipper for rearguard pressure for all their rest units. And I also have 1 Obiturandus to stop decks that call cards. Counterblast heavy, which is what you have to watch out for the most in this deck, is using up your counterblasts. And for the G Guardians, I run 2 Scrap Bags, the plus 5 if the number of your opponent's rest units is 2 or more, and 2 Gristfort, which is the one that rests the units in your opponent's back row when their Vanguard attacks your Vanguard. So it can get rid of some pesky effects that require a boost for your units. Great to take care of those, especially when they attack with the Vanguard first. And for grade 3s, I run 4 Giraffa, Evil Armor General Giraffa. He's the grade 3 of the ride chain, so most of the time you want to have him on your Vanguard. You don't really use his CB2 effect too much, in my opinion. He's just there so you can use with your backup grade 3, which is Sand Giraffa. If you can get this combo off, it's pretty cool when you can, but Sand Giraffa allows you to Counterblast 1 and give a unit an effect when it is removed from the field. You can choose another unit to retire it. So along with Giraffa's effect to retire, you can retire an additional unit with this card, and it also has a paralyze effect as well. And for grade 2s, I run 4 Elite Mutant Giraffa. It's the grade 2 of the ride chain. Has a paralyze effect, so it's great pressure, grade 2 turn with this card. An easy search with the other units used in this deck. For example, 4 A-rank Mutant Grag Giraffa. If you don't have the grade 1, you can discard this card from your hand, and if you do, you search your deck for the grade 1 of the ride chain and ride it. So along with discarding this card, you'll be able to search out the proper grade 2 with the grade 1's effect on the starter. So you'll basically never miss your ride chain. It's like you have 8 chances to get a good ride chain start with this card added into the deck. And I also run 3 Sweet Cocktail. This is just for more draw power, rearguard, paralyze, push. I find it's the best grade 2 to complement this deck. And for grade 1s, I run 4 of the ride chain, Pupa Mutant Giraffa. When you ride this unit on the grade 0, you're able to search out the grade 2. So with this card being your search for the grade 2, you almost always have a good chance to go for the ride chain. I never once missed it in all the play testing I did, so I found it very reliable. And it also has the grade 3 search effect as well. And I also run 4 Elite Mutant Trigall. It's not a Giraffa card, but it has a good effect of when your opponent has a rest unit at the beginning of their ride phase. You can check the top 5 cards of your deck and search for a Giraffa card. So if you have multiples of these on the fields, you'll get plenty of searches off. All you have to do is make sure they have a paralyzed unit, which if you have this unit on the field when you have the grade 2, and you attack and boost it with this. It's like a 17 column attack, so you either have to drop a perfect guard or 2 10Ks to stop this from hitting. Otherwise, you're going to get the paralyze off, and you're also going to get some searches off as well. Remember once I had 3 of these on the field and they were paralyzed, so I got 3 searches off. It was really good because all 3 of the searches were successful because there are plenty of Giraffa cards in the deck. And for perfect guards, I have 4 Paralyzed Madonna. If you have Star Shield, you can run that just because Unflip Power is good for the amount of counterblast used in this deck. But if you have Paralyzed Madonna, that'll work just fine as well. Generic perfect guard. And 2 of the little Dorcas, which is the Stride Enabler, just helps for stride power. You can ditch your Giraffa grade 3s because there's really no other need for them, but find 2 of these just really helps. And for grade 0s, your starter is Larva Mutant Giraffa. He's the one that helps with the grade 2 search when you ride the grade 1 over it properly. Just the necessary one for the deck. And for trigger lineup, I run 4 crit, Machining Butterfly. Really, you can run whatever crit you preferred. There's no crit with effects except for the one for Darkface. And 4 Ingot Chafer, the +3 into Soul Mega Colony draw. And I'm also running 4 Earth Dreamer. I just like this card for stand pressure with your big columns you can reach and put back for additional draws. And 4 Machining Honeybee, the heal trigger. I found Rainbow to be just like the best because you have plenty of pressure alone with Goliath as your stride, so there's no other need for additional crits when you have variety. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.